to building in this old western town. This is actually a rebuild because I already built the Wolff house once, but it got lost. I got mad. I'm finally rebuilding it. I don't actually remember the original name of Morgana's two sons, and I flipped through some of the videos, didn't see it easily enough, so I just gave them new names. But they are both still boys, and that's, I mean, they were babies when it happened, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, this is based on a Sears and Roebuck build. I decided to go a little less stark with this one. I didn't really like the other build that I did. It was okay, but there was just something off about it. I like this one. It makes sense, it fits. I do need to re-download the default for the desert, the road pieces, because I don't have them, but I'm satisfied. The Sims that'll be living here in addition to Morgana and her two sons are Fiona and River McIrish. They came across with several maids, but I guess not several. It was Kate. It was, I think, Fiona and Sandy? And their daughters? I don't remember. But the only ones remaining with the family to help raise the boys will be Fiona. River's not really there as a maid, but like, she needs to contribute because that's just how it is. And they will be part of the rotation. I have decided to do it all together rather than do separate ones, so we will have the townies, which I know is a Sims 2 term for NPCs, but they are people who live in town. So the Wolff family is part of that, as are the McIrish family, the Frenches, a couple other ones. Those are the people who live in town, who are not homesteading. They just kind of exist and vibe, and we can go and visit with them. Then there will be the homesteaders, which were of course the people who homesteaded alongside the McGraws, but we played the McGraws by themselves ahead of time. So the McGraws are in the future. And then lastly, we will be doing another wagon train. These will be Sims 4 Sims. I will do polls the way that I did it 2 years ago when I did the original Oregon Trail Challenge. But yeah, I'm gonna use Sims 4 Sims this time instead of Sims 3 Sims. So if there are any Sims 4 Sims that you think were done dirty or are interesting, there are so many of them now. There's so many. It would really help me if you would give some suggestions, or just like say families that you like or families you don't like, families you're sick of. I kind of want to avoid, I guess, like classic families, like well-known franchise families. So the Goth family, the Caliente sisters. I want to ignore those. So, and I know that they're in The Sims 4 as well, but those sort of families I would like to not have. So anything outside of that, fair game. And a lot of the Sims in The Sims 4 are original, so plenty to choose from. I have no idea who is getting thrown in. I can't even think off the top of my head. I know there's like that Roomies family they're also my Sims. I mean, Katrina is just in my head because of James Turner. Who else lives in like Willow Creek? And there's the Landgrabs. Yeah, I don't... I even play The Sims 4 and I'm doing a whole Decades challenge. Katarina Lynx is someone. There's a bunch of people in Brittleton Bay. Oh god, I don't know. But we'll be throwing them in. Ugh. My brain is so fried. I don't even know why. I didn't even do anything today. I mean, obviously I'm helping take care of my partner, but he's mostly sleeping, so it's not like I have to do a ton of things to help him. It's mostly just running interference with the dogs when he wants to leave the room. So, because I was gonna put a gate up in our hallway, but the hallway's actually too wide for my gate, and I couldn't really think of a good way to put it up. So I was just like, you know what? We're gonna put it on the bedroom door, and I will just block the hallway as needed. The beagle is very upset though. He does not understand. He does not like it. Last night, that's probably why I'm tired, is he came door to door, because I had to kick all of the animals out. And they're used to sleeping in our bedroom. Especially the beagle. And yeah, he kept coming to the door and crying. Which, every time he did, woke me up, because I can sleep through a literal freight train, but the second there is a noise that's not regular, common, where my sleeping brain knows what it is, I'm awake. I'm up, and then I have to fall back asleep. So every time he did that, I would wake up, because he doesn't normally cry at night. And that is exactly why I'm tired, and I'm so tired that I didn't even think about it till now. Yay! I'm gonna try to get some work done tomorrow. I need to at least tape the hallway, which I really don't want to do, which is holding up my whole wallpapering project. There's a part that's gonna be really awkward, and it needs to be straight. And I also just, I hate taping things. It's just, if I can avoid it, I will. Unfortunately, there is no avoiding it because I'm only painting part of the wall. Eventually all of it's getting painted, but for now we're just getting things in a passable state so that when my partner's parents come and visit us in March, they don't immediately go, why are there holes in the walls? Why is this wall like that? What, call us out on our nonsense, which I do appreciate that they'll do, because sometimes I need to be called out on my nonsense. And the way that I know that is because a friend of mine recently just closed on her house, and she's like, oh, if you have boxes, and I'm like, oh, I can absolutely get boxes for you. In one day, I did like 15 boxes. Decent sized boxes, because I knew that she needed the boxes, but otherwise I've been doing about 4 to 5, which it's because of my back, but like that extra motivation of somebody else needs these really got me going. And that's how I know that I need to be called out on the nonsense sometime, or I need an event to happen where like I do not want to be shamed. And I don't think anyone would shame me, but like the mother in my brain would shame me, and like she's a problem, but she's there and I must acknowledge that. So we work with that as best as we can. I went ahead and went with blue just because I had done the blue railing. I don't think it's her favorite color. I do think one of the boys likes blue, but obviously he's a baby. He wouldn't have paint opinions. I am choosing to believe that she bought this home already pre-made, pre-built, that somebody was trying to make a quick buck, basically. And she had plenty of money, like at the time, because my storyline is her and Thornton left because he was doing criminal things, and the family didn't want to be shamed, and so like his choice was to go out west. Well, now that he's dead and has 2 sons, I imagine that they've sent her some money to care for them. Again, the caveat is don't come back, which why would she with 2 newborns? If it was closer and more convenient and the train was there, yeah, but now, no. She is on her own, and so she'll be running the sawmill lot that I built, and hopefully living her best life and maybe even getting a husband, because she is a family sim, and I imagine Morgana wants a husband and more children, so we'll have to see if anybody interests her. I don't think I'm going to do custom townies, but I might throw a cameo sim or 2 in. We'll have to see. Depends on what my mood is at the time that I'm doing it. And don't worry, I will get that piece of brick that I missed, but it'll be a minute. I really wanted her to have a grass yard, but like, reasonably speaking, she wouldn't have irrigation, so my compromise was like prairie grass, so just kind of like this muted color. Then I could pretend that it was just kind of natural grass that has been landscaped in such a way to mimic a nice lush lawn. she's a rich lady and she should have one. And then I put like a little gravel decorative spot. She's kind of at the end of the main road, so not tucked away like she was before. But I imagine this will eventually be like a very fancy little corner. I also end up putting, don't see it yet, but like a small memorial, because obviously her husband died on the trail. They were not going to bring that body with them, and they're not going to go back for it, so like the best she can do is a memorial kind of set up in the backyard. Even if I personally wouldn't be sad he was dead, you know, she might be. She's a sentimental lady. At the very least, she has to keep up appearances. Also didn't want to put a ton of like trees that require lots of water to survive. So I just did like a few little rose bushes, but then trees that looked pretty drought tolerant or drought resistant. I don't know. I know the weeping willow seems odd, but like there's probably some underground water somewhere around here. And I know that portions of where I lived in Montana could be like this, not quite desert, but kind of scrubland almost. But like there were areas where there was more water and there was trees, so like that's why I put the willow. I mean, I put the willow because that was pretty, but I already have a willow in another lot, so that's my canon reason, is there are underground creeks that it is kind of tapping into that water. And they do have electricity. That was not something they would not have had. I mean, I guess they wouldn't, but like, if you're set up for the railroad, there needs to be something. It existed, and I want them to have it. And yeah, and I'm just adding a couple decorative elements. Nothing crazy. Bench, plants, just little things to kind of make it feel lived in, especially when I'm not playing that household. I would like it not to be blank. I still think the yard needs some work, but once the kids are older, I'll be able to fill that out a lot more. I'm pretty sure I put a wagon, just like in memoriam, so to speak. I was meant to actually use the supplies and things that they had, but there was such a long space and things happened that it didn't. I will do that with the incoming train. And I'll have it all mixed, so we won't just go through all the town sims first, and then Homestead, and then Wagon Train. Like, it'll be a variety. Probably the first round will be whatever I feel like at the time, and then that'll set the rotation. So yeah, we are getting back to it, and I feel good. I'm happy that I waited, because I was so frustrated. I don't think I would have enjoyed the builds, but now I've rested, I've got over the resentment, I've gone through the stages of grief, I'm ready to tackle this project again, even though it's been basically 2 years since the original challenge. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me. If you like this video, please give it a like, it really does help, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.